Welcome, one and all, to the Cap Club podcast. Welcome to the Kappa Bar. I'm Digital Bacon. Joining me today, of course, as always, is Chewbacca back. Chewy, my dude.
Yeah.
It's another week. It's another episode. And, I mean, we keep talking about how much we love this game. It's Sea of Thieves, my dude.
My favorite multiplayer game. Dude, I love Sea of Thieves, man.
We do
It's so
indeed.
great.
And, wait a second.
Who's these?
Do we have a guest here today? Like, joining us behind the bar? We've got a little temporary staff scenario. You know, we're getting a little bit busy. We've got to bring on a couple of extra hands, a couple of extra ship hands, if you will. It's Bunny, Yellow Bunny. Actually, I've never asked you, Bunny. Why is it Yellow Bunny on this?
Yeah, well, old name, and I don't want to spend money, so
It's a really old school name.
Fair enough.
yeah,
fair
old
enough.
school name, you know. We're not
Right.
gonna spend money to change it.
As we're underway, let's get this voyage underway, boys. Let's
let's
start
go.
heading on out because, I mean, time is money and we want to make a bit of money. We're pirates after all, right?
We do like our money to buy epic cosmetics. Like this amazing outfit I'm wearing right now.
Ooh. And, well,
Okay,
let's get started talking about that because, like, Sea of Thieves at the moment, there's nothing paid to win about Sea of Thieves, right? And they've
No,
just done their first battle pass, or I'm going to say battle pass. I don't know what exactly they call it in this.
I think it's
season,
called
Plunder Pass.
Plunder Pass. That's it.
Right.
The Plunder Pass.
of course, all
Same
made
thing, different name.
yeah, all made famous by Fortnite, and basically the battle pass is replacing loot boxes because of the whole debacle with loot boxes, right? But
Yeah.
what are your guys' thoughts on them? Because, like, I've looked at it and there's nothing personally that entices me to go buy cosmetics because it doesn't change up the aspect of the game, and I don't need to spell. I've just realized we're going straight. Yeah, Chewy, can you
It
handle?
is fine. It is fine. I'm a Sea of Thieves professional. Don't worry about it.
Yes, a pirate legend, as I
Well,
do believe they're called in this, right?
I'm gonna let a guest speak first because he's also the one that probably spent the most on this game, cosmetic wise. So
Yeah, possibly true.
I thought I get this
That's
to you.
true.
Since you,
Yeah,
you,
it's
you,
true.
you did buy multiple ship sets already, like this amazing ghost ship set.
It's
It's probably
it's a
the
cool
best
ship.
one. Probably the best
This
that they
is,
released so far.
Yeah, you know, has lights, everything. Well, I mean, I don't really care.
It
you
is
know.
flashy.
If it's flashy, I'll just buy it. That's pretty much how I look at cosmetics. I'm a very cosmetic guy, you know. As soon as I see something I like, I just buy it.
I mean,
They can get a lot of money out of me.
And I feel that sort of like only helps my need for not spending money on cosmetics, like where I just don't care because this is affecting my gameplay at the same time. So technically, because we're on the ship together, I have this cosmetic, you know, now. I don't have it,
All right.
but
Oh.
like we share it, which I absolutely adore about Sea of Thieves, that it's very communal in its gameplay, right? You all have to work together, you're all sharing it. The cosmetics that are locked, or quote unquote locked to you, are like your costumes, like Chew, you're currently wearing, is it the Gold Hoarders or the Merchants stuff in this?
this is actually a set from an event, the one I'm wearing right now. And they had this song. I'm pretty sure it's the Rose set, which is also from the story mode. So it's like a mix and match my outfit.
Fair. And with you, Bunny, for those watching YouTube, you've got this weird, funky, glowy chest going on. What's the deal with that?
You get it out of a story mode. It's like
Last
a
one.
curse. Yeah, the last one, you know. So this is nothing I'm wearing is like being bought with real money. This is all through gameplay.
I mean, as you all know, like his new in-game name is Flex Bunny. So as you can see, he likes to flex. If you're watching YouTube,
Yeah, you know.
like he's got
I
the
like
full
to flex.
story. Like if you read the story, you get this curse. So he's already got the flex curse. He's got the legendary pants on, legendary.
Yeah, you already know. It's
I
glowing.
even see a little hook on there, legendary hook as well.
Yeah.
This guy
It's
loves
all
to
there.
flex.
It's all there.
He loves to flex. That is the main thing.
So yeah, a lot of customization with it in this game, and like I said, for me, like the only things I would care about, because you can't see your own character, right? You can only see, well, you can see you're showing off yourself, you're flexing to other people, but you can't see what you've got yourself. You can see your sword and your
I mean,
gun,
guns, of course.
yeah,
when you
your
get money, you can see
items,
yourself.
yeah. But realistically, you can't see how your own character looks like, and that's a weird part in this game as well, is because you can't actually change what you look like unless you spend money, correct?
Yeah, there's like a potion that will change your appearance. So if you do play the game and you're new, you should be really careful with which character you choose if you do care about it. Because I know from a fact that a lot of new players for a meme pick a fat guy, and then eventually they said they choose a fat guy because the fat guy just looks silly. And if you want to look epic, like me and Bunny are trying to do with our slim character, it's probably better to use a more slim character if you want to look cool, I guess.
Nah, Chunky Pirate is the best, Chew. I have no love for what you're saying.
All preferences. The same with another friend of ours, Ted Essence. He did the same as you. He just picked a fat guy, but he did it because he thought it was funny to just wear ridiculous outfits as a fat guy. So
yeah, it was quite funny.
We did call him the funny fat guy as part of our crew. He was pretty much there for entertainment. He didn't actually do a lot with the PvP or whatever.
He didn't do much. He was there for the main. He was the main event, you know.
He was the main event for the comedy show, pretty much. But yeah, just talking about cosmetics. I feel like cosmetics, if you want to pay them, that's fine. Like, I don't think it hurts the game at all. Like, if you're gonna be asked to buy it, then don't buy it. Then you just have less, I guess, cool items. But there's still cool items in Sea of Thieves, of course, if you work for it. Like, look, Bunny's curse is probably the best curse there is in the game. And there's not any other curse you can buy in the shop, at least not yet, which beats that curse, you know? So, I feel like the actual cool items are still there if you want to unlock them. But if you just want to look flashy, like this ghost ship set, then if you have money, then go for it, buy it. I don't think it hurts anyone. I think it helps the game grow, and it helps the players have more things to choose from. So I don't think it's a bad thing to have it at all.
And that's got to be said about Sea of Thieves, is that it feels like their focus up to this point before this pass was more about the base game as such, like what is open to everyone. Because when Sea of Thieves launched, it was a, quite frankly, dead game. It didn't have a lot of content to it. It felt like it was very polished, give it that, but it felt like they released it when they weren't ready. Yeah, they're probably 6 months too early. Because like the first DLC, I want to say was the Kraken. No, Kraken was there at launch. It was the Megalodon, was it?
Yeah, dude, Megalodon. Dude, we were there, dude. We are experienced players. We've been here since day one of Sea of Thieves. So yeah, the first one was Megalodon. And I'm gonna be honest, even though it was a cool event, for the place, it was also a bit obnoxious because the way they did it was not really well implemented, if you ask me. And I think Bonnie can agree because he was the one that had to do all the drumming.
I had to drum for like a solid 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
So back then, of course, recently they updated the game where you can choose your own song to play. Like, as you know, Bacon, because you are pretty recent to the game again, because you haven't played in a while. But before this, you just had the 4 normal songs you could play. So if you want to summon the Megalodon, you have to play this certain song, which I think it's called Summon the Megalodon, only enough. But you can only get it at Sharkbait Cove, which is an island at the bottom of the map. And from the bottom of the map, you're supposed to sail all the way to the top in one of the corners, because that's where the Megalodon spawns, he says, the guy from the story. So in order to get the song, you're supposed to get to him, because he plays the song at all times, because that's just his thing. He just likes playing the song, because he was there when the first Megalodon appeared. So you meet him at the bottom of the map, and then somehow, like, I'm pretty sure it's impossible to do it solo. I think you need 2 crews of 4 to do it. So first of all, you already need a friend, because you can't play a song while you're climbing the ladder. So if you play solo, you can't play the song.
Need like 4 ships.
Yeah, but I'm saying that for the song, because you can't really, you can't climb the ladder and play a song at the same time. So you already need someone to take over from you there, which you're here to do. And then from there, one person needs to play the song the whole time to the top of the map. Like, that is just not good gameplay. Like, it was
that's
bad
way too much effort, just straight up.
And you also needed, I think it was 8 people playing at the same time. But it was the start of the game, it was the first update, so it was a lively server. So there were a lot of ships working together to get the Megalodon spawning. So I guess that was an epic experience. And I feel like nowadays it wouldn't happen again, because the game is already out for like 2 years, I would say almost 3 years. And people just don't care anymore about events. Like, people just rather PvP all the time than get on another ship of crew of 8 people, to summon just a boss. because
Well,
they spawn so frequently.
with how they've changed the game anyway, the megalodons appear anywhere now, don't they? Like,
Yeah.
and they do despawn if you go outside of their, I'm going to say square, but you know how the world's set up in a grid fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But we've had them attack us numerous times, like in the same voyage, you know. And I just feel like it's the change in their plan, because you got to think now. Sea of Thieves is available on Steam as well as you know, the Microsoft Store, the Xbox sort of system they've got, as well as Game Pass and whatnot. So I feel it's just they're trying to accommodate as many different ways people want to play. Can you still go play that song and summon the Megalodon?
No.
Okay.
Because the Megalodon that's in right now, those are small ones. If you compare them to the one for the event, that was like I think 4 times bigger.
Yeah, according to the lore, the one that we killed, it was like the mother of all the Megalodon. And after you killed that one, then a year later, apparently our children awoken to fight us to revenge for their mother. I guess it was something like that in the story.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I mean, there's a lot of lore to it if you actually want to read all of it, but you know.
I was going to say, so in a lot of cases, that event, that original Megalodon, you can't see anymore. That's just gone. Which, as longtime fans, do you like that, or would you like to fight that Megalodon again? Because a lot of people say, like, you know, that was a cool experience, and it feels, I don't want to say exclusive, but you know, very special.
When you think about it.
Yeah, I'm just saying it was special to that because it's a timed event, you know. But
I mean, it was especially also limited because only people that actually killed the original Megalodon got like their own ship, the thing at the front. I don't know what you call it in English, but you have like your own mini Megalodon on the front of your ship, which only the people that killed the original Megalodon have. So it is pretty exclusive, and I think it is better. It just never returns again because it was special because it was only a one-time thing, you know. Like if the Megalodon came back and you had to play the song again, I probably wouldn't do it again because it would just lose its magic. Like, it was fun because we had 4 ships working together just to get that one Megalodon, and I feel like nowadays it's been 2 years, almost 3 years, it's not gonna have the same value again because people just won't do it anymore. You know.
And my best comparison for this, and Bunny, you'll probably understand it, would be Pokemon with mythical Pokemon. You know, like where for this 1 week, this, I don't know, Deoxys or whatever is available, and you can log in, either pick it up. Back in the old days of like Gen 4 and before, you would actually have like a whole little side quest. Like there was 1 week you could get in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, if you took an item from Diamond and Pearl, you could go into this very special place in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and it was like a weird trippy event. But back in those days, you had to go to like an actual shop, like your GameStop, Pokemon Center, whatever, to be able to like pick up those specific items and get them added to your game. Like, with everything going online nowadays, like, just taking Pokemon again, you know, you just get, that 1 week, everyone can pick up this Pokemon, and it just doesn't feel as special, whereas, like, this feels like timed exclusives, but an event which you actually have to partake, and it's not just given to you, is quite a cool little feature, and, like, if they were to bring this sort of thing back, do you think it'd really bring a lot of players back into Sea of Thieves? Because we don't really know the player numbers at the moment, do we, for the game? We just know that it seems alive and people are still enjoying it.
I mean, according to the developers, this is the best year. Like, it's been growing ever since the first year, they said. So it's probably the most alive it's been, and especially on Steam, it was getting popular over time on Steam. So I feel like the release on Steam alone already doubled the player base. And I doubt that bringing the event back will bring players back just because it wasn't that special if you think about it nowadays. Like, back then it was special because it was the first ever monster, except for the Kraken, but the Kraken was so rare, only a Galleon could spawn the Kraken. And even then,
it was also very underwhelming.
Yeah, it was a very bad Kraken fight, so just having another boss in the game was just epic for everyone, so everyone wanted to see that boss fight. And I feel like if you do it now, it's not going to be special, unless it's going to be something really cool, like everyone's been asking for mermaids in Sea of Thieves. But even then, I don't think people would like another event where I need another team. Because from my experience, because I'm also but as you know, I'm a big fan of Sea of Thieves, so I do like to read comments about new updates. And one thing I do see back a lot is people don't want to get forced to meet other people again. You know, they're just there to do their own thing. They don't want to be forced to get another crew to do a certain mission, which I agree with, because I just don't feel like working together all the time on Sea of Thieves. You know, it's a game about thieves. So.
I feel like we're the achievement hunters, but you know, we don't really wanna. We want to get everything, but we can't because we have to meet other people, and there's not a lot of people who want to do that anymore.
I love right now. I'm just here chilling, getting some fish, and you're actually doing all the stuff for me. Like,
yeah, the power life. Look, you are the chef of the ship. You're the chef, and we're just the hard work. I'm the captain, of course. Bonnie is just my right hand man. My right
the first mate. The first mate.
The first mate. Oh, apparently according to him, he's just here. That's what he said. He's just here.
I'm just here, dude.
He's just here. Oh, good enough. Well, I'm glad you're here, dude. The bar is happy to have you here. Yeah, so going back to your point about cosmetics, like, of course, there are also games where it actually is kind of pay to win. And my first example would be Rocket League. Because in Rocket League, you have, of course, different hitboxes for cars. And I remember the Batmobile being one of the better cars to use.
Yeah.
So I feel like those cosmetics are worse because people feel forced to use it to, well, they think they're gonna get better if they get the best car, you know. So I feel like when cosmetic is going to pay to win route, I feel like that's when it's taking a bad turn.
Definitely, I agree. And yeah, cosmetics are fine. I hate it when let's take, because it's interesting just being added to Game Pass, and we'll move on to the whole Bethesda stuff later, but Fallout 76 was massively in the news about how bad it was, like £5 just for an emote, you know? And where they went maybe a bit too hard. They didn't do any loot boxes, because by the time that game came out, loot boxes were already, you know, massively shunned after what had happened with Star Wars Battlefront 2. And Star Wars still has loot boxes in it, but they're not as egregious as they were before.
No, you can't buy them anymore.
No, but I'm saying, like, you still earn them from leveling up and whatnot, you know? And the whole system, and I think you only get, is it skins in the loot boxes you earn in that game?
Yeah, just skins at the moment. Yeah, but I feel like a lot is not behind those loot boxes anymore.
I mean,
because it used to be the actual character upgrades, weren't it? They put in, and now you just buy those with level up tokens, and you can sort of de-roam, quote unquote, skill tree as such, can't you?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, it used to be possible back in the day, but it just took, as this one guy said, it would take 400 hours to, like, get Darth Vader fully in his full potential.
Yeah. Or it was like a few €1,000, right, to buy him. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like the worst case of I've heard of a game of cosmetics.
So, thinking about it, do you two play FIFA? I know, Chewy, you play it a little bit, probably not on the new game, right?
No, I used to play it back then with Bunny as well, by the way. We used to play together.
After my big defeat, I quit playing it, dude.
The big FIFA defeat. All-star team against the 5-star team, and he lost.
The big
just everyone knows
disaster.
at home. He lost to a all-star team with a 5-star team, Barcelona.
Oh, that is shameful. Because I was going to ask, I know over in your region that loot boxes are considered a form of gambling and as such have been removed from games. You two from the Benelux region as such, so Belgium, Holland, whatever.
Well, somehow Overwatch is still okay. We can still do it in Overwatch, but if you play CSGO, well, that's it's fully out.
I mean, it's a weird case, right? Because with Overwatch, you can also earn them by playing. Which, like, I feel like if you earn them by playing, that's fine. But the moment you have to buy loot boxes, I mean, personally, I know I don't have a gambling addiction, so I wouldn't fall to it. But of course, there are a lot of kids and older people that just
I can
Bunny and stuff that just are easily, I guess, hooked onto buying loot boxes. So it makes sense they deleted them. But I feel like if you can earn them, then it's fine. You know, I feel like if they're earnable, same with everything, same with cosmetics. If you can earn them, then it's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah, that's something in COD as well, you know. There's I don't know, like tracer rounds. You get a color behind the bullets when you shoot. It's just something you can't get. You have to buy it.
Yeah.
They're always in. I guess yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
but the
even
shopping,
then-
like just to take Corgig's, the way they've embraced it is quite interesting. Where you've got the battle pass, and then you've also got a sort of shop which has theme
Yeah,
packs, doesn't it? So the items are exclusive, and they mix and match the items to different packs. Like the one I always see are those anime ones, where they're generally like just pink stuff, but they
The
change
anime
up.
ones are the big ones.
Yeah.
That's the one that's getting bought.
Yeah, well,
most.
it seems that like the whole anime culture and like weeb culture, I guess you could say, it's just been growing over the years. Like it's just been growing massively. Like even if yeah, I know After isn't technically an anime, but it is anime style, and that series is getting a return again. Probably because just the question for like they're asking for more and they just deliver it because it's such
After
a
it
big
got put on Netflix, like it
so
just completely blew up.
like the whole weeb, I guess, lifestyle is just been growing, and so it makes sense that those are the big ones. Oh, okay.
We
parking
good?
over here.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, never mind.
Uh,
Just
Slow
realized.
I
error,
think
slow
it,
error.
for that, I think, because I'm not like what do you call it, big anime weeb. I've got no idea about the community. I watch the shows, like I just watched The Great Pretender on Netflix a couple of days ago, and that was quite good fun to watch. But it's that sort of case of, oh, every now and then, if something seems to just take my fancy, I'll watch it, but I don't exclusively watch anime. I'm not big up on Japanese culture or anything like that.
Okay.
But to me, I fell off the ship by accident. It's fine.
He's off the
I'm
ship,
back on. I'm
boy.
back on.
You're
It
bacon,
just seems
right.
more like it's more a fact of just being part of a community. That's what a lot of anime to me feels like, and how, you know, back in the early days, calling someone weeb was almost like an insult, or it wasn't almost an insult, it was an insult. But now it's almost you almost accept being called a weeb. It seems like, yeah, I'm a weeb, whatever, it don't matter, I just like anime. And it's sort of like embracing that insult and making it your own to get rid of the power or the hurt behind it. And it's got to be quite cool because you see them on, say, like Reddit, the numerous like subboards. I want to say like the anime subreddit is in top 10 or something like that on Reddit. I don't know exactly the number.
Yeah.
But it's got a big following, and then the fact that, you know, you're taking, not only is it just a culture or whatever, but it's an actual entertainment form. It's no different from just saying you're a gamer, is it, really?
Yeah, well, it's just something you like. It's just something you are, you know. Like, I feel like you're right. Back in the day, people got like roasted for it, but in my opinion, just don't care. You know, if you don't care yourself, then they can't really say much about you, especially in the online world. Like, if someone just is being mean to you, I would say just block them. You know, they're not for you. Even if it's one of your friends, if one of your friends making fun of you for liking something, then I feel like, well, of course, if it's a joke, then it's fine. But if he's being serious about it, then he's probably just not consider those people your friends, I would say.
Yeah.
They're too
And
serious about
Toxic friendship.
it. Toxic friendship, exactly.
And I think part of that is just that, especially for guys anyway, being able to like, say, cute stuff, because a lot of anime stuff is cutesy, right? Like you were saying, the anime packs are all in pink and all of this sort of stuff. Being able to do that no longer holds like a stigma to it as much. Like, some people will still be, you know, horrible dickheads and still trying to bully each other for it, but it's no longer that way anymore, where, you know, if you wanted, like, I can remember right back in the early days of COD, like, you know, the original Modern Warfare and that, right?
What, you're talking about those cult lobbies.
Yeah, where it was just horrible. Like, I'm taking those sorts of days as an example, and just if you wanted that sort of thing, yeah, you would be called stuff like gay and that. And the world has actually improved so much in, say, the last, well, since I was a kid, 15 years, just because that sort of thing is no longer a stigma. And if anything, most people stand up against it. And coming from an esports background, you know, if a professional player or whatever uses a racial slur or is sexist or anything like that, you're frowned upon by the entire community, because that's not okay anymore. Over the last couple of years especially, where it's no longer a thing of funny and just like not wanting to be mean. If someone came out like that because you just didn't want to cause an issue or cause a fuss out of it, it's now coming into a whole factor, across every form of entertainment, where you call that person out and say, no, that's not cool. We've seen it go to the extremes in, cancel culture and the whole factor of it. But cancel culture is going one step too far, but still you should shut people down. And I feel it's more like, instead of like completely cancelling them, stopping them from doing that in future and educating each other, right?
Yeah. I mean, the whole problem with cancel culture is they're just going out of their way to ruin someone's life, which is that's crossing the line in any way how you see it. It's just not how you're supposed to do it. Like I said, just inform them that they're doing it wrong and maybe trying to teach them. But still, you should never try, because a lot of people also have families and kids and other people to take care of,
Yeah, and then sometimes for the like reasons where you're like, come on, man, this goes too far.
I mean, after all, like pretty much everything in the world is going to be someone's opinion, right? So yeah, you can find upon an opinion and you can think about what you want, but I don't think you should actively try and ruin their whole life, their whole family's life, maybe even the kids' future, by just trying to get the sponsors. Well, I mean, it usually happens with content creators because they're easy targets. You can just easily cancel them from the sponsors because sponsors don't care. Sponsors are only there because he's a big name, and if they get a complaint from 50 people about that one content creator, they're gonna drop him anyways. Like, it doesn't matter if he's right or wrong, they're still gonna cancel him. It's just how it is. So it's the toxic, like again, a toxic friendship. It's a toxic relationship with how it just works, and it's just not right. It's just not how you're supposed to deal with things. I was gonna head into this island, by the way.
And I feel like a good sort of like point of that also comes down to a lot of political correctness, and just to take it away from content creators but more to open world. What was her name? Gina something or other from Mandalorian, where she got removed from the show because of her political statements and such.
Yeah.
Now, whilst I don't agree with what she said, I feel like her being removed from the show, and literally when she was quite a big part of the show as well, feels just very odd, Like, I've got no say over the matter. I've got no control because, heck, I'm just some guy, right now playing Sea of Thieves, and I like the Mandalorian. It's cool. It's, sci-fi cowboy shit. It works really well. One of my favorite Star Wars things at the moment. But yeah, it just feels like one tweet could ruin your career. Luckily for her, and I say luckily because of others that agree with her views were able to get her into other bits of work. That's great. But it feels like you're sort of creating sides now, almost as if that you're going for a team rather than I just think this way and that's fine. And I feel like we're at a weird turning point of like political correctness, which we won't see immediately, but give it a few years and it could get ugly.
Yeah, and maybe I think because that is, I don't think we were meant to know what everyone's thinking at all times. I feel like the internet's like a blessing, a symptom, a curse, because literally everyone can say whatever they want at any time. So, like 40 years ago, you can only hear things from people in your town, or from your city, people that you were close with. Nowadays, I can read something from someone from India, or someone from America, and hear their opinion about whatever it is. You can literally hear anyone talk about anything at any time, and I just think that's just not healthy to see what everyone's always thinking. I think that people should take time off internet and social media to just live their life. Because a lot of people nowadays are just stuck on social media about everything, what happens, and don't form their own opinion anymore. They just follow what's hype, I think, and they just do what a lot of people think is right or wrong.
And
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and definitely it's a lot easier because there's no, I want to say, validation of statements as whether they're fact or opinion. That can also be quite a iffy subject for people to make their own opinions on, You might be told, just say on a Twitter, that so many X number of people do this, and you suddenly go, oh my god, that's a crazy fact. That could just be completely pulled out of someone's arse and is made up. Yet you just take that fact as you just take it as a fact because you've just seen it. You've not gone out and checked it yourself, and it could be something that's hard to check. And I feel like because social media is such a massive platform, people to put out whatever they want, that you're getting a lot of blurred lines. Don't get me wrong, even then, like news stations, newspapers are not completely exemplified from it all, because quite frankly, a lot of, say, newspapers out in traditional media were all there to, make the public side with a certain form. Like in the UK anyway, you would always have that case of, oh, this is a Tory newspaper or this is a Labour newspaper, where they're trying to shun the other political party because, that's just where their views lie, and that's quite frankly where they're trying to get backing from, because it will help their own agenda. So it's always been a case, but nowadays it's just, instead of it being from a political standpoint, from a business standpoint, it's just coming from anyone and everyone,
I would like to know what Bunny opinion is about all this.
My
'Cause, you know,
opinion.
about social media, because I do know you are a lot on Twitter and stuff. So I would like to know what you think about.
I'm always a very simple man about these things, I just mind my own business. I don't really care what happens. I think cancel culture is just something that shouldn't be happening, not even being a thing. And just mind your own business. Like, of course, you can be offended by something, but you can also see it like, just don't be offended by it, and just like don't look the other way. It's not really towards you. And if it's really towards you, I mean, they're gonna get called out on it anyways.
I think that's a good point, because being offended doesn't mean you need to take action about something. If you're offended about something, that doesn't mean you need to go out of your way to do whatever you want to do. Like, sometimes it's just better to ignore it. It's the same with, I don't know, someone around your life. Like, maybe something Bunny does annoys me. Like, just because he does something that annoys me doesn't mean he always need to calm out on something. Like, we are human. Oh, we're going left that side, okay. We're all human, and we're all not perfect after all. And some people just think differently. So I don't think there'll ever be a time when everyone thinks the same way anyway. Because at that point you just have robots that are all, I guess, quote unquote, brainwashed. I feel like you live your life, like Bunny said.
Just live your life.
Just be around people you want to be around, and don't worry too much about what's going on in the world. Like, don't worry about what person A is saying about I don't know, about how monkeys are supposed to be free. Like, just live your life. And sometimes there are some things I feel like you need to worry about, but I don't want to go too political, because this is supposed to be a friendly podcast. So,
So to just play devil's advocate for the fact of it, just to give the opposing point, when you look at, let's just take TikTok at the moment, and I know that's not such a platform. I mean, you can, because it's just a video-based one, and just to take it away from Twitter, but just because that's a very massive new platform, and it's largely popular
the
with
biggest influencer at the moment, dude.
Yeah, I was going to go on to that, about influencers are the ones being held accountable, because when you look at TikTok, it's largely younger people, young teenagers, kids, and young adults on it, right? Now, when you look at these influencers, influencers to me feels like such a silly word, considering that they're content creators, but it is true. Like, you're looking at this and it's just more of a subconscious effect. But if people are acting in a way which should not be acceptable, which goes against, people's ways of life, and they're sort of like speaking it out, and there are impressionable young people, should they not be held accountable for that too? And rightfully so, could be, quote unquote, cancelled.
Well, I feel like it's a hard thing, because everyone that is like a spotlight needs to worry about what they're doing. Like, if you're an actor, that doesn't matter if you're just a content creator. Everyone needs to watch what they're doing, because they kind of do have a responsibility, I would say. But I don't think they have to do it. Like, it's not like if you're famous, you're supposed to be the perfect person. That's not how it works. Like, you still live your own life.
I was about to say, like, you're famous, but you're still human. You're
not
like,
you still yourself. Like, I don't
God
think
being.
Yeah, I don't think you should do what is best for every kid in the world, because a lot of people are not even there for kids. It's just that kids are on the internet a lot and they like that content. I mean, on TikTok I don't know, because I'm not on there myself, but I'm pretty sure TikTok also changed with how childish it was at the start, until now because, like I said, a lot of young adults are on there, which are, I feel like, probably making more adult-like jokes.
No, I think it's like pretty much the other way around.
The
TikTok
other way around.
used to be really dark. You could pretty much make any joke on TikTok, you would not get banned or anything. And these days, they completely changed it. Like it's fully. I mean, I won't say fully, of course, because there's always a flaw in the system.
Mm-hmm.
But it got way more family friendly than it used to be.
And
Like,
I mean, I guess it makes
biggest
sense.
point was 2018, like end 2018.
I mean, that does make sense just for the creators of TikTok because obviously you want to have the biggest demographic of people on their app. So being family friendly allows them to have all these kids on there because it's just the fact that most people on the internet are just kids. That's probably also influence because they influence young people as influencers. Like they don't influence me or I would say Bacon or Bonnie to I don't know buy this product because we know better. Like we do our own research. But a kid that's a 10-year-old or 12 years old, he probably doesn't even know about.
Yeah, they look at the Charlie D'Amelio Dunkin' Donut and be like, "Wow,
I need this. I need
I
to
have
eat
to
this.
get this."
Yeah, it's just easy to influence kids. So it makes sense for TikTok to make it family friendly. But I feel like that also kind of quote unquote forces the people on there to be family friendly. But I think that's wrong. Like those people on there to be family friendly.
At the end of the day, the reason why TikTok stopped being so dark bunny is just because of advertising, right? You know,
Well,
you're
yeah, they completely changed it up where you can like make money with it because
Yeah.
they started paying content creators, and that's when it fully took the big turn.
and that's going to be it because your sponsors, let's just say, you know, I'm trying to think of something that's like universal around the world. But let's just say Vodafone selling phone SIM contracts, or a chocolate bar company like Mars, you know, Nestle or whatever. They don't want this. Their advertisements put over a video about, I don't know, some young adult, some 18-year-old content creator who's, I don't know, making a joke about depression. That's just not cool. That's not what they want. You'll see the same with YouTube. How YouTube has gone more. Can you remember when they did the whole
Anti-swearing?
the purge of stopping people just in their tracks with some of the
Coca-Cola
silliest
purge.
little things, and now YouTube has a very explicit sort of point of even swearing you're taken out of the child friendly category, you know?
Yeah.
And that child friendly is going to be the best money out of the whole lot, but that's purely because that's every single advertiser can be thrown on that video. That's fine.
Yeah.
And that makes perfect sense and is absolutely fine because, like we're saying, younger audiences are the more impressionable ones. Don't get me wrong, it's not always going to happen. Like, as an adult, I want to say I saw something the other day. It was for... I like my coffee, and it was basically a travel coffee mug, which was like this 2-tier system where you could have the coffee cup underneath, and then there was a water bottle on top, and I was like, oh, that's actually quite cool and functional. It was like 50 quid, and I was like, I'm not spending £50 on a coffee mug. Sorry, no. Right? But it's still
Man,
that
come
point
on.
of the
Only 50.
advertisement on a YouTube video was enough for me to go look at it. Whereas beforehand, I wouldn't have ever known of it. And some people with money might go, oh, that's a cool enough system. Because it was like they could screw together and all of that to make it just more convenient to fit in your bag. If you were someone traveling into the office every single day, you
Or was
might
it like a
value it.
Transformer coffee mug?
Yeah.
I mean, that just makes my point even more valid about kids don't know the value of money, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's also the big reason if we go back to the whole thing about cosmetics and loot boxes. They do those because of kids. Because kids just don't know what money is, and if they get a hold of their parents' credit card information, I don't know how, but that's some other different topic. I don't know how they can get credit card information that easily from their parents. But
So true.
I mean, if you hear about stories like Clash of Clans is a good thing about it. I heard that some kid spent like 30K on Clash of Clans. Like, I don't know how that's done, but it just shows how dangerous a kid with money is, because they don't know what money is, pretty much. And know they probably think it's like in-game currency again. They probably think it's gold, like everything else in the game, which is probably changed loot boxes in the first place. Because kids are, let's be honest, they're not really the sharpest tool in the shed. That's why you're a kid. You're there to learn and grow up.
And I guess in a lot of ways, like those money systems, like having, I don't know, you've got your gold coins as the money you earn in games, and the rubies or the gems that are the ones you got to pay for, or
Oh,
You
wait,
can
check.
earn upon level up, but they're teeny tiny amounts, and to get any real value, you've got to go physically buy them. That's got to
Mhm.
be some psychological way because they're implemented as systems so that when you think about buying stuff with those gems or rubies, you're thinking of them as rubies and not real money. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of games are doing these tactics, and fair enough, you've got to respect the hustle. They're just trying to, their company's trying to make extra money. They're always
Mhm.
going to do it.
Yeah.
Like I think we said in a previous episode, especially with gaming, you'll notice the changes don't happen fast. They happen very slow. Like the days where a full game would release and then DLC started afterwards, and the whole meme, you know, everyone's seen where, oh, back in the day, the they would take hamburgers as the like a sandwich as an example, where back in 2005 the game was the bread, the meat in the middle, and then the bread on the bit on the other side, and DLC was like, you know, your salad and a bit of cheese in the center, whereas now it feels like all you're getting is the bread and the meat in the middle as part of the DLC, where everything's become a much more hollow experience. And that's just because DLC makes money and people are happy if they see the value in it afterwards. And that's only getting worse with the whole loot boxes. The battle
Mhm.
passes aren't going away. You know, games are becoming a service now, and free to play games are getting more prominent because people are happy to pick them up and then just keep putting time into them. And it's a whole
Yeah.
weird ecosystem, and hence why, you know, games as a service, and bring this on to Microsoft truly buying Bethesda just to bolster their own exclusives and such. And
Mhm.
they're Xbox exclusives. Xbox is now PC as well as the game console. So, you know,
Yep.
someone like me who doesn't have a Xbox, that's great because I've got a PS4 and it means I get the best of both worlds. But to then also lock people into your own service, that's just becoming a way of things. Like when you look at Sony, they spent, just off the top of my head from a number I remember, was something like $350 million in 2019 for third-party companies to be locked in those exclusivity deals. Quite often you'd see them for, like, you know, whether it be just 1 year or for the full lifespan. Because when you look at, you know, traditionally they had stuff like Metal Gear Solids. Apart from Metal Gear Solid 5, they were all just on the PlayStations, weren't they, you know? They
Mhm.
did move over towards the GameCube with some of the remakes and or like ported ones, but it's always going to be that case of you want to get people to buy your console and not the competitors. And now that we're going into services, you're going to see them step away from just be that console, but then the whole ecosystem. Hence why we see with the Xbox, if you get someone an Xbox, you can play it on PC. What does Sony have as the answer to that? And it's going to be an interesting one. Like, what does Nintendo do when this is the Switch is meant to be their last console, isn't it?
Mhm.
So what do they
I
do
mean,
with their games?
yeah, you're talking about Switch being lost console. They did say something about that a while back, but I feel
Hmm.
like that that may have been an
Too positive.
overstatement. Yeah,
With how
I
much
think
the Switch has made, yeah, they
yeah,
probably want to
because
keep going.
yeah, the Switch already outsold the Nintendo DS
Hmm.
in the USA like sales already, which is crazy because the DS was I think the best sold handheld ever, right? So the Switch
I
outselling
want to say the Game Boy is still ahead, but the Game Boy is sort of like a
Game Boy.
cheat. Yeah, because the
I don't
Game
know, but
Boy covers the Game Boy Color as well,
oh,
and
okay,
those ones, and
yeah,
that was around for like 10 years or so.
yeah.
So, and I think the 3DS sold more than the original DS.
Hmm. I
Um,
mean,
but yeah.
it's funny because if you think about it, when the Switch got announced for the first time, like I ever saw it, a lot of people were being negative about it. Like I
Hmm.
think it was IGN, I don't know if it was them, but there was a lot of big names saying that the Switch would fail because of the way it looked. And you know, I think it's been 3 or 4 years since it got released, 2017, four
Hmm.
years already. Just funny how big it is now. It's slowly climbing to the best sold console of all time.
Yeah, it even got to a point where people started buying them in like COVID times and sold them for more. Well,
Hmm.
couldn't really dream of Nintendo products
Well,
ever doing that.
yeah, for having scalpers like the PlayStation
Yeah,
5.
scalpers for Nintendo.
I mean, it's even crazy because Switch has been out for 3 years at this point when COVID started, and they still have scalpers because the Switch is always out of stock. It's just crazy if you think about it.
And I think just with COVID, the best example of that is Animal Crossing. Like, that was the game of 2020 and was still selling absolutely brilliantly right up into the end of it, even though the game had been out the whole year and it felt like everyone owned it. But that's just because it was sort of like supplementing that social aspect that people longed for. And the Switch, like you said right at the start, everyone, I don't want to say hated on, but everyone doubted purely because it wasn't as powerful. The Switch was almost basically as powerful as a PS3, which was a generation old.
Gen, you know?
Yeah.
With
So
like
why
the
on
whole
earth was...
720p, the 720p screen, you know? Everyone was like, wow, it's not even 1080, come on.
Yeah, but after like the first half year, literally everyone wanted to be, I would say, game creator wanted to be on the Switch with that game, because literally everyone always asked, "Is this on Switch or not?" Because people just like it being portable, you know. They just want to have it around on a holiday. Like personally, for me, when I go on holiday, I love to have Switch just because I live in Europe. So sometimes we go on long car drives to I don't know, let's say southern France or Italy. So then it's good to have to switch on me because it's a drive of probably 8 to 10 hours. So having Switch on me just to be able to play games while my dad is driving. It's just amazing. Which I love the Switch. This is why I prefer buying games on the Switch. So I can always play wherever I am. And no, I'm not addicted to Switch, okay? It's fine. I'm not
Maybe
addicted to the game. no, not even a little bit, dude. It's fine. No, trust me. Although recently, Monster Hunter, the demo, I've been playing a little bit, dude. I do like the demo. Monster Hunter.
Yeah, we did play that. It was quite good. I don't think I'll be getting it, but it's still... Are we stopping? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was
we're
getting
on.
very
Well, we
confused there. I guess it was just, it moving off the land. Great immersion here. I just got very confused. But yeah, the Switch offers so much, and it's going to be an interesting one, right? Because when you look at the PS5 and what the Xbox Series X can do, as well as PC gaming, I know we're in a no, it's not silicon, it's the capacitors or transistors or something, part of the chip making, which is why we're in such short supply at the moment, you know, and why it's so hard to get GPUs out on top of the whole mining stuff that's just, you know, had its resurgence. And it just feels like you said, everyone's there going, well, we've got to make this for the Switch as well. And when you look at Monster Hunter Rise that we played at the weekend, by all accounts, that is the exact same as Monster Hunter World. They probably didn't release Monster Hunter World on the Switch. I know they did in Japan, and it was part of like their cloud system, which they did with Assassin's Creed in Japan, where you could pay a Ubisoft or it wasn't Ubisoft, but some service, and you could play stuff like I think Hitman as well on the Switch through cloud gaming.
Yeah, big.
Yeah, pretty good. And apparently worked quite well because, you know, you have a specified that one console, so you can really tailor make it for it. But when you look at it, you're probably thinking, well, they've had all this time to work on really optimizing Monster Hunter Rise for the Switch, and of course when Monster Hunter World wasn't there, you've got so many gamers that are like, I want Monster Hunter on the Switch, give it to me, and they're just waiting for this one game. So it's probably going to sell absolute gangbusters, and hence Nintendo must clearly know that by offering up like the special Monster Hunter Switch and controller, which they don't really do at all, do they? Like, not even for their own games.
Not really. I feel like a few of them would be I think it was Xenoblade that had its own controller set, right?
Yep.
And Apex
Smash.
Legends, right? As well.
Does Apex Legends have its own special one coming out?
I think it was something about Apex, right? A controller. Apex controller. I think it was.
I don't think
Splatoon was one, right?
Splatoon's got one. Pokemon had them as well.
I think that's Animal Crossing.
they
Animal Crossing, the big one.
Animal Crossing, yep.
His own Switch case as well. Everything. It's kind of crazy. And that's still the best one, probably the Animal Crossing one. Because
I've got a soft spot for the Pokemon Let's Go one, like the yellow and brown for Pikachu and Eevee looks really good.
It's because you just like cute things, so.
I do like cute things. Oh, nothing wrong with that.
No, but I'm saying that's probably why you like the one the most, because Eevee's on there and Pikachu probably as well. So
The Animal Crossing one is probably second tier, like second best though, because that like the pastel blue and green is just
yeah,
that's
dude,
special.
it looks tasty.
Like
I mean-
compared to the new Mario one, you're like the Mario's got nothing on that.
Yeah, I mean it's only just it's easy money because it's Mario,
Yeah.
But you know, speaking of like it having a power for PlayStation 3,
Mm.
it's pretty crazy because the way how Nintendo makes their games, they will still look good.
Mm-hmm.
Like Smash Bros looks pretty good. Mario Kart still looks good. It even looked good on the Wii U. So you can tell that they know how to make games. It just seems that rather than making a powerful console, they prefer making a weird one. Which sometimes pays off if you look at the Wii and now the Switch, but another times if you look at the Wii U or I'm pretty sure also the GameCube didn't sell well at all. The Wii U
Yeah, the
was,
GameCube was a bit of a flop.
We use a bit of a predicament.
yeah.
It's a bit of a yikes.
Well, the
I mean,
Wii
like,
U
at
just
least
was
they're
very
trying,
poor
right?
marketing. That's the problem with the Wii U. Like considering I was a Nintendo fan and I thought it was just an add-on, like the pad itself, not the actual console. Yeah, that's straight up a problem, and that lasted for like a year before I realized.
Even though they have a lot of good games, which is why
Mm.
there's so many ports now.
Yeah, they did well on that.
And they're still in the port Xenoblade X. Wow.
Maybe
Unbelievable.
next year, maybe next year too.
Doubt it, dude. Doubt it. It's gonna be too
But-
expensive to make. They said.
I feel as well, just the general public don't know how quality works because you must have seen all the new Switch rumors about them going, oh, the next Switch is going to have the 720p OLED Samsung screen, which is pretty much comparable to some of their more budget or just the same sort of panel as some of their more budget smartphones. And a lot of people are going, the next console's it's not going to be that much of a pro because it's a 720p screen. And realistically, when speaking about it, that's stupid because 720p on a screen the size that the Switch has, you don't need a 4K screen. Like, if you've ever seen
You don't.
the difference between just
Not
say
really.
1080p and 4K on a 24-inch monitor, there is no difference. It's really not worth it going that way. And
I mean-
a lot of people don't realize it until they can see it in front of them, because you just know that number, but you don't have an experience of actually being able to look at the product,
Yeah. I mean, wasn't the rumor also saying that Switch would be 4K in dock mode,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So it will still have 4K, but just not in portable mode, which is because it's not really necessary to have in portable mode.
And
But
it'd
4K was still
be,
only a thing.
and of course, naturally, the Switch couldn't do, or the new Switch won't be able to do proper 4K. It'll be the, what do they have on the PS4? I think it was called checkerboarding, and where they sort of just copy the frames to make it bigger
Oh man.
and
Make better
yeah,
tactics.
stretch it out a bit. In very simpleton terms, I know someone in YouTube comments is going to be like, "That's not what checkerboarding is," and I'm laying it out there now. That's not what it is, but just is a very basic for those that absolutely have no clue.
Yeah.
But
once
yeah,
again,
so
we're
it's
not
not true
experts.
4K. Yeah, we're no experts by any means. We might have
We're
to
just talking. We're just talking about this because we want to.
might have
me
to do another guest expert, another guest episode too, where we bring in an expert. We send Buns away for 2 weeks, and he comes back like with
That's
a lab
sad.
coat on, the glasses,
Oh,
ready
yeah,
to
okay,
inform.
okay, I like this. I like where this is going.
Dude, you hear lab code? He's like, oh, I'm in. Lab code. Sign
Yeah,
me up.
dude.
Comes back with the drip. That's it, right?
Dude, you gotta respect the drip, man. You gotta
I
respect
already
the
know,
drip.
dude.
What would scientist drip look like? Go on, Buns, tell us. Like you're the
I mean,
man
oh,
of fashion,
you
right?
you got the glasses, of course.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I'm already
Yeah,
respecting
the
drip.
lab coat, you know. I'm feeling a turtleneck. I'm feeling
All right,
it.
yeah.
Okay, so far you've been describing Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
Turtleneck,
pretty much.
glasses.
Or we
Yeah.
can go for the black
Bald
t-shirt,
as well?
dude. Black t-shirt, and then not the glasses. Then we're going for the
Oh, okay.
Doofensmerch look, dude.
The Doofensmith look. That, to be honest, that is a good look. I'm pretty sure Bacon
Yeah,
doesn't know what that means.
I have
that's a
no
big-
idea
that's
what
a big
Doofenspurch
look.
is.
He's
Sorry.
too
Yeah,
old.
see?
He's too old to finish a
Yeah,
verb.
I'm
dude.
sorry.
The verb. Dude, finish verb is actually Well, I've been. Well, obviously, it's been back in the meme culture again because it was a legendary show, but it actually wasn't.
Yeah.
Actually, wasn't a legendary show because every episode also was song on it, which is kind of crazy to think about it because
They
no
were
other show
epic
did that.
songs.
Yeah, it was like a musical every time it finishes a verb. Ooh, we have some action for the viewers at home on YouTube. We're gonna get attacked by a megalodon. There it is.
Oh yeah, we can't hear that for the viewers at home because I had to turn off the music tree. So I'm just here fishing, and you're like, "Oh no, panic! Why are we
For the
panicking,
podcast
boys?"
people, there is a shark behind us right now.
That's a big shark. Don't worry, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be.
I just caught. I've got a fish on, so I'm not gonna go look at it.
Funnily enough, we're also at Shark Bait Cove, so it's perfect.
Don't
It
worry,
makes sense.
it's quite underwhelming.
Although it did spawn megalodon, so maybe.
Sorry too.
Oh man, it's so relaxing to fish, dude.
I
I'm gonna be
do
honest.
enjoy it.
You don't have a good game if you don't have a fishing minigame. That's how it be. If your game doesn't have fishing, it's not a good game. So Mario Odyssey, bad game. Doesn't have fishing in it.
Final Fantasy 15, incredible game because of
Incredible
fishing.
game, fishing. Sea of Thieves, even better, fishing. Far Cry 5, fishing.
I mean, it was quite bad fishing, but
It was.
it was fishing.
And there's also a big fish, if I remember correctly. There was like one big fish, and you could have. Well, you couldn't catch him. You had to shoot him with your gun to kill him. But so, I guess it counts as fishing.
There was fishing in Monster Hunter when I played it yesterday, you guys. I had no idea how to fish on that, but yeah, there was fishing. We actually have quite a few fish in here now. We're on to the second page, boys.
I mean, you have been fishing this whole time, so it makes
Yeah.
sense to have a lot of fish. Have you even touched an island yet or not?
No.
See, dude, back on the fishing, they go hand in hand. He loves fishing.
I was going to say, like, should we go steal the rowboat? We've got the harpoon rowboat here ready to go.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Fire
man,
that
we,
off.
we got a lot of stuff, man. Don't worry about it. Oh, I also got another special fish for us.
Ooh, nice,
A
nice.
big one, a big one. Oh. Alright,
Have
well,
either
done
of
this
you
mission.
gone fishing in real life? I've got to ask the question.
I have, as a kid,
Yes.
and it wasn't that great.
No. Real life fishing is boring. It's just so much waiting around in the cold on the edge of like a riverbank, or because I never did, I don't know, sea fishing. It was just always,
that's
you know,
intense, though. That's
a
intense, sea
pond
fishing.
or, yeah, whatever. And
I was even in a competition.
Oh, you were in a
you were in a
competition?
competition?
I was in a competition.
No way,
You,
dude.
you got to tell us the story. Come
kidding.
on.
Oh, here
Did you win?
in where I live, we with school there was always a competition that you could sign up for, and you already know. I was like, this competition gotta go for it, you know. Gotta see how far I get. I will tell you right now. It started at like 6 p.m. or something, 5 p.m. maybe, and then you started to fish for like at least 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
I didn't catch one.
So I
But-
guess you won? Question mark.
So I was at least like second place, so that was really good.
Second place? No.
Yeah, second place, you know. Not a lot of
One
people,
kid
got
caught
some
a
fish.
single
Yeah,
little fish. It was like a little
Second place
guppy.
out of 2? Question mark. Or
Yeah,
How
no,
many kids
There
are
was
up?
like several schools, so
oh,
I was
actually
in
big
second
one.
place. So okay, you know, I was maybe a bit maybe I dropped a lie there, but you know, it was a
Inside
cool
it.
competition. Did that pretty much every year. Like,
Let's just hope that no one was there that's also listening to the podcast. That can
yeah, I
expose you.
mean they're already it's gonna be a bit of a yikes, you know.
Just from his initial description, too, I could just imagine Bunny like fishing at like the school swimming pool, and everyone's there like,
No,
"What? Where's no
there's
fish
a big
biting?"
lake. It was like a big lake, and then around the lake there's just several schools. It was always pretty fun, you know.
It sounds epic.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
like-
actually epic.
I mean, I guess it makes sense why older people like fishing, because as Bacon said, it's just silent, there's nothing going on. So if you have like a busy life, it makes sense. But for a kid, it's like the worst thing you can do.
Mm.
Because a kid is just energetic, he wants to do things, and you don't want to sit there for 2 hours just catch one fish. It's just not fun. So I can only imagine everyone at the tournament with Bunny would just try to do other stuff in the meantime while fish is not even
No. It was
biting their
all
rod.
serious people. Like you could definitely. It was always like a type of person that was there, and then it was me. I was like, yeah, I just do this because it's cool.
I'm in it to win it.
I'm in it to win it. That's exactly why I was there.
But you didn't win the patent.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
really
just it.
sad, you know.
I mean, at least you tried. Like,
Yeah, you
got-
know, you gotta go
gotta
for
respect
it.
it. Gotta respect it if you try.
I think like the second year I got a fish, was pretty happy about that.
Oh, it was
The
not
second year. So you did
Oh,
this
yeah, yeah, I did
competition
it.
twice.
Yeah, I did this. No, I did this 4 times, 3 times or something. like that.
times.
Yeah.
What?
So you only ever
Listen,
caught
dude.
one fish in the 4 years.
Listen,
It's a good track record.
I'm not good at fishing, all right?
You're
It's
not, you're
really
not
my,
a true angler.
In real life,
that's
not really
it.
my thing. I tried fishing again, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, then it's alright, you know, caught some fishes, but yeah, that's about it. Competition, not really,
No.
didn't really go so well.
I mean, like Megan said about sea fishing. I think that's pretty crazy sea fishing, because there are some fish in the ocean that are like the size of a car. You know. I'm
Yeah,
pretty- pretty-
sounds sounds exciting. not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
lie.
I'm pretty sure you have to like wear this whole like harness around you.
The
so-
whole outfit, you
yeah,
know, the
yeah.
drip.
yeah.
The drip.
Yeah, I'm not
I-
kidding. So you can put your whole body weight fighting the fish, dude. Because that fish is strong, dude. It's a size of a car. That fish can put you down like on the water, and if you're underwater, you need to cut the rope to get back up again. That's how strong they are.
So when I said that, I meant more like, you know, just go out on a small little boat out into like the harbour, that sort of thing, just because it's salt water. It's sea
That's not sea
water.
fishing.
No,
That's
you're
Sea
talking about
different.
we go sailing for a whole day out into the ocean.
Shores.
We're
Dude.
getting sharks. That's what we're getting.
That's how you're supposed to fish, dude.
That's
If how
true
you fish.
fishing.
You're not a
Listen, dude.
fisherman.
If you're sitting in a harbour and you call it sea fishing, I don't know, man.
Sea fishing. It's harbor fishing, man. What are you doing? You're on the land. What are you? Go in there. Regular fishing, no go. In-game fishing, hacking, full on go.
Mm.
Gotta love
How-
the in-game fishing.
How far along this quest are you boys?
This is the last one.
Last
Yeah.
one, okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I found it as well.
I was
a hard
looking,
puzzle.
I'll be honest.
You know, that's what they all say. It's fine.
So
There it is.
There it is.
Completed it. Completed it. For everyone listening, we just completed the Cold Water Voyage.
Yes, we did.
We got every single chest without failing, without dying once. Although
Yeah.
Bunny,
That's that's
Oh.
a bit of a cap.
okay, Bunny
died.
exploded once, but I did save you, so.
No, no,
I
no.
did I
There
did
was
revive
another time.
you.
I
Another
just didn't tell you guys.
time. Okay. This guy's memeing apparently. Okay, good to know for future reference. But you want to say something, Malcolm? You wanted to say something?
Yeah, you did want to say something.
you've given me the brain fart now.
Oh,
Oh,
I
well,
see
that's a
it.
bit sad,
Where I
isn't it?
can't remember.
yeah, it happens, dude. It happens. What are you doing?
See
You
the
just-
best of us.
Right now I'm just chilling. Nearly got another fish. He's only a boring boy. 'Cause there's like
Oh,
so many
fun, yeah,
different
as well.
types of fishes in this game, and I haven't actually been using the earthworms and grubs. What should I be using in this area, Chi?
In this area, well, of course, I am the Sea of
Yeah,
Thieves
yeah,
fishing expert. I know everything about Sea of Thieves. But yeah, you need the leeches for this region because of the ancient skills.
Leeches. I have never used leeches before. I mean,
You
they
haven't
make
used
no
leeches before?
difference, but yeah. Let me quickly go. Wow, yeah.
You
I
are
should've-
a mad lad. Dude, it's crazy how we've already been here for at least an hour, dude. Time flies on Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, it really does. Like, we'll be finishing off this quest and then probably having to close up the bar for the evening.
Ooh.
But, you know, so we'll say like this is last calls. You know, like anyone want last drink as I look out around the bar and we start getting those served up.
Sadly enough,
Right.
we are out of
Roleplay, I like it.
we are out of martinis. Sadly enough, so no martinis for anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
yeah.
forget if you have to drive home, no more drinks for you. Drive safe. Don't want any accidents. So I'm about to go to the trading post first to sell our fish then, and then
There's
we
also
can make our way over
something
to.
in the water over here.
Oh yeah,
Something
wanna
in
do
the
that real
water?
quick?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I actually do.
I see the bacon man is still fishing over there.
Well,
Oh,
we
yeah.
can do it together, I guess.
Yeah.
We did it one time. One time.
One time, yeah.
Oh,
Insane,
is this a
insane.
mermaid that you're talking about in the water?
Yeah, yeah. It's a
Okay,
red
right,
one.
the statues, okay.
Which we need, because we are the achievement hunters, as Bunny said.
Very true.
Which is another reason why I love Sea of Thieves, because there's so many achievements we need to hunt.
Mm. It always feels like you can just go out in the world, and I guess this is a thing that which is strange that I love about Sea of Thieves, and I hate about other games like Minecraft, and that is because Sea of Thieves, you can just get yourself lost in the world. When it comes to games like Minecraft, Rust, all of that sort of lot, where you've got to manage your own hunger, you've got to actually build stuff, that like really detracts. Because Sea of Thieves is just a sandbox and not a survival as such.
Yeah, it's considered a sandbox, even though you can't really build anything yourself. Usually you can in sandbox. You can still do whatever you like.
Some people don't like that you can't build things here, though. They would buy the game if they would add
Yeah,
it.
but we didn't speak to this person, because this person is
we don't
he
speak
doesn't
those
deserve our
names anymore.
attention. He doesn't deserve our attention. She said.
Very
Oh,
true.
that.
Very true.
I mean, yeah, it's funny because Bacon hates this kind of games, but I feel like those are my favorite games. Just like sandbox survival with the boys. Just because so many random things can happen. And if you know me, you know I like random memey things. This is also why I love Sea of Thieves. Because you can just meme it up.
So I'd say it's because I like story. I like something for you actually to interact with and engage with story-wise and feel about. So the best parts of, say, just take Call of Duty, because that's such a silly sort of franchise in its own right, you know, and it's mainly about the multiplayer. But Modern Warfare, I haven't played Cold War yet, Buns. I'm saying because you'll know. The story in Modern Warfare was actually really bloody good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it.
It was a little short, but like the
That's
hits
alright.
were great for what it was. Maybe the last mission was like it wrapped up in a weird way, you know, but the first half of the story was incredible, I thought.
Well, I haven't really completed Cold War yet, but I am pretty certain that story is also extremely good again. Like one of those ones that they would put in compilations or something.
Whoa. Wait, you're talking about just a game compilation? Those
Yeah, dude.
compilations. Oh, yeah.
Like the
Dude,
sad dads.
Those compilations have been in my feed for so long. Just because I'm a gamer, YouTube is like, you know what, this guy needs some just the game compilations.
There you go,
Just
dude.
because he's a gamer.
What's the game compilation? Sorry, I'm really...
Okay, so it's called It's Just a Game. That's the title of the video. Because you know, people always say, "Oh, why are you so bad about this? Or why are you crying? It's just a game," you know. I mean, I feel like nowadays it's not as often as it used to be back in the day. And it's probably usually your parents who say it. So they made this compilation about pretty much all the sad scenes or impacting scenes from video games. Like I don't want to go into spoilers of some games because it's not my right to spoil it. So they just put in usually sad deaths in there or something else, which just impacted a lot of people on the internet. And to be honest, I've only seen one good one because most of them are just pretending to be good, but they're just bad knockoff of the good one, you know. It's so easy to mess it up.
So yeah, that's where I got confused. I'd never heard that. I know, you know, Let's Plays and people that try to, you know, 100% complete the game and such, walkthroughs and that, but I've never seen compilations. That's new to me. I have to. I probably won't look that up though. That's the only thing.
I mean, it'll probably recommend to you because you've spoken about it, dude. It probably already knows you. You said it, so now you're like, oh, maybe he needs to watch it.
Maybe. See.
I mean, it's just one of those things that you never look up. It's just there, you know. There's so many things that you never look up.
There you go. Have a look at this boy. Sorry, he's a chunker.
Yeah, Finnish Verb as well. It's a nice fish, man. Oh, good news, Bacon. You can instantly sell it. I mean, you're not wrong. It just those things just happen. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all had that one moment where we just on YouTube and we just keep going deeper into or recommend it, and then we just end up somewhere with. We start with I don't know, a Minecraft let's play, and then you end with monkey eating banana or something weird, you know. We all have that moment sometimes. So many fish. Crazy.
So yeah, I'm not generally someone. The only gaming YouTuber that I watch quite a bit, like I said, is I want to say his name's The Completionist, whatever.
Oh, yeah,
That's quite good. But another one was like I want to say his name's King K, where he sort of like does a retrospect. I can't.
Rule.
No.
Also, Bacon, can I say, apparently you just got 2 uber rare fish, and even one of them is a big rare fish. This man has some talent, dude.
What, I
He's some
caught good
in-game
fish?
fishing talent. Yeah, dude, he caught some
Whoa.
amazing fish somehow.
Whereas I'm here like absolutely clueless to that. I've just been, fishing and just
Fishing,
vibing for a bit, that's it.
In the meantime, he's been catching uber fish apparently.
Alright.
I only need one more
we setting
rare
sail?
whitefish. Yeah, we only need to sell our stuff, of course. I know, but he's gonna stretch out there.
He's,
It's also
he's
it's
looking
also-
real quick.
It's also the first time Bacon left the boat.
It was actually,
Crazy.
yeah.
Crazy. What happens? I'm also gonna go on here quick. By the way.
I've nearly got this all the way down, boys. Run!
Well,
See you later.
I'll pass.
I have no idea
Oh.
where I'm going.
You already crashed.
Look at that.
You did a great
which
job, Bacon. You're really good at the game.
Doodles.
Oh well.
Oh, and Bunny missed as well.
I
Yeah,
have
see it.
no idea where I'm
Oh,
meant to be going.
see ya.
on this. Oh, yeah, because I don't have sound on, I couldn't hear that we were taking on water. Whoops.
he's leaving. He's already dipping, dude, too soon. Bacon, the bar's still open, man. Why are you leaving?
What?
Still
No,
have to go sell our stuff.
I promise.
That's fine. That's a mermaid there. They thought it through in case one of your crewmates leaves you behind.
Yeah. There is a lot of helpful redundancies in this game. It's good.
I mean, imagine how bad this game was if there wasn't a mermaid to pick you up. Especially if you're playing
Which is
solo, like your boat is just gone.
Abandoned, yeah.
Or especially like for me.
I have
That
no
would've been,
idea where I'm meant to be going with this. Bunny, take control. Thank you.
I guess I could.
I'm just being a picturesque view out into the ocean, okay? That's it.
Although I mean,
The ocean
going
there.
straight for an island is probably not the.
There's not really an ocean right there, man. Digital meme bacon, dude.
This is just me getting bullied here. Like I just want to
no
stand
bullying, no bullying.
at the front of the ship and vibe. Allow, please.
We don't bully, dude. Oh, relax, we don't bully. Come on. It's all friendly banter with the boys. That's how I like to call it.
Yeah.
Friendly banter with the boys.
Yep.
I mean, imagine if you can even banter with your friends, dude. Like, that'll be a
Maybe
terrible
if you
time, dude.
can
That'll be a
banter
terrible
with the
time.
boys.
That'll be a terrible time for everyone.
So,
Oh, apparently we also have a. I know how big it is. We apparently also have a battle fish, which can only be caught at a active fort.
Well,
They can be hacking, apparently.
I don't know how I got that then.
interesting. Oh no, I got that. I just read.
Oh, right.
Oh, how?
It was in a crate.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
That makes more
fair.
sense. That makes more sense.
So, Buns, I want to ask, considering
Okay.
you're the guest for
Okay.
this here episode, last bit of today before we wrap up, before we hand in these quests, what are you looking forward to in any form of entertainment, whether it be a game or film, whatever? What are you looking forward to the most this year?
All right.
I know it's a little bit spur on the moment.
Interesting. All right. Well, first of all,
Definitely not Pokemon.
it's
He did not
definitely
like
not
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Very sad day when that got announced and it looked like that. But
Chibi style.
Avatar Studios, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise there.
iCarly
Oh, no surprise there either.
coming back. You know?
So,
I
pretty
mean,
much your youth.
so-
Pretty much your youth.
yeah.
Yeah, you're wanting to relive your childhood. That's what you're
Nah,
looking forward to this
yeah,
year.
of course, that's good. Well, what else? There hasn't been really
Dying
a
Light
big
2 maybe.
announcement for. Yep, Dying Light 2,
It was
but
already
that's a bit of
December.
a, a big question mark. So I can't really
Yeah,
talk about that. What else? There hasn't been any big game announcements yet.
I
I
mean,
feel like.
yeah, I agree with Bonnie. I would say even 2020 was quite a slow year. Probably
Mm.
was COVID, obviously, but I feel like the past year and a half. I mean, for me, ever since Animal Crossing, I haven't been hyped for a game.
Yeah,
I would
that's
say.
Fair.
same for me. I
don't
haven't
know-
really bought anything like instantly when it came out.
Yeah. I think before Animal Crossing, our biggest hype was Luigi's Mansion.
Very true, very true.
But it's a really good game, by the way. if you have the game and haven't played it, I know someone I know has the game and doesn't finish it. You should definitely try the game because the boss fights and just the way it plays is fun. It's just a good game. So I recommend playing that game.
And the online mode, very
Ooh.
fun.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can play it again soon because
Yeah,
I still have the game downloaded
same
just
for
for
me.
this reason. Maybe a
And,
future podcast. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows? Who knows indeed?
And well, next to that, pretty much. Well, yeah. I don't think I have anything else. It's not
Is
a
there a-
lot that has been announced. Or
I would say one thing. You also
am I
maybe
missing-
like
okay.
would be Sea of Thieves season 2, just because
I mean,
hopefully new big
yeah, but
update.
it isn't something that I'm really looking forward to. You know?
It's not
just
big.
something that's happening.
I mean, if you think about it, it's not. If you look at the couple, of, I guess, directs or state of play from PlayStation, they've all been disappointing.
well,
Really disappointing.
They have been very, especially for me, since Splatoon, the new Splatoon is probably big for you guys, of course. But I honestly
Well,
couldn't care less.
Yeah, you say it, but like even me, who played Splatoon 1 and 2 quite a lot, I would say I played Splatoon 1 the most, obviously, because that was the hype back then. Like I knew Splatoon 3 was in the works, so it doesn't make me hype that I know it's gonna be released in a year and a half. Because I know it was in the work anyway, and I should have waited a year and a half. I would be more happy if it was like, oh, it's releasing this summer, you know? Like it doesn't give more
fair
value.
enough.
Like for you, because I know you like Dr. Layton. If they said Dr. Layton is in the works, it makes
Dr.
sense.
Layton,
Because it would have been unexpected, because Dr. Layton is not something
yeah.
you see returning every time. Splatoon is so hype, everyone expected it to return.
for some
You know?
people that have been sleeping under a rock. I mean, if you don't know Professor Layton, what a puzzle game. You should buy it. If
10 out of 10.
I would say 10 out of 10, yeah. Definitely. But yeah,
Oh.
next to that, nothing else. Bacon?
Do you anything?
What, anything for your year looking forward?
Well, for me recently, like I already said, it's Monster Hunter. I played the demo, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of in love with Monster Hunter Rise now. And I'm probably also gonna buy Monster Hunter Stories too, because it's funny because we also had a Pokemon Direct recently, and I've been hearing from a lot of players that played Monster Hunter Stories 1 that they say it's their favorite Pokemon game. So apparently it's not like
would you look at
Pokemon,
that?
but it's apparently a bit more developed and fun, if I have to believe those people. So maybe this will be my entry to a Pokemon-like game. But it's not Pokemon, so.
We're just trying to like segue him in somehow. That's it. Like we'll finally get him on the Pokemon hype eventually.
Oh, dude, I'd rather tame epic monsters than catch a rat in my ball in a ball, dude. Not my ball, in a ball.
Yeah, that
Very
sounds,
simplified.
yeah.
Fair.
Sounds
Bunny,
good.
Don't worry about it, Bunny, man. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
No, I'm fully fine with that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Also, another big hype for me, like the most hype thing for me for the Direct, because it was so disappointing, is the fact that Directs are back. That's the most hype thing for me. Because Directs has always been a high point for me and the boys,
Yeah.
and now it's finally back. You finally can be happy again together.
The actual like group watching of it was good fun, us all together, and like I can remember we didn't do it for the Pokemon one, but
I feel
just
like that would've
simply
been
throwing
more
into simply throwing into like the group chat, like I found it so funny knowing that Bunny would rage at like
I was raging.
you know, it's just a good like community factor to it. And it's great that Directs are back.
Not like
It's gonna be a long walk, boys, over there. Just so you know, it's fine. It's fine.
I've got the drunk barrel, so that's not great.
I mean, it's always weird to me that they stopped doing Directs in the first place.
Mm.
Like, it just didn't be Nintendo. Every time they do something, and people copy it, like State of Play and all that stuff, they just stop doing it because like, oh no, it's no longer new and innovative. So they try to do something else, and sometimes it's so annoying.
So Nintendo are hipsters, is what I'm hearing from you right now.
Yeah, I mean they are, aren't they? In every console they make something new because they want to be different every time, and it's a good thing because it makes the industry interesting.
True.
But it's also annoying in some ways because
So
stop removing good stuff.
do you
it's too
think
bad they-
Sony and Microsoft are going to copy the Switch at any point? Because I truly don't believe they will.
Definitely not.
They won't.
Like, because there's no
the only
point,
one
right?
who might do it is Sony.
All right.
You know, because they had the PS.
PS Vita and stuff.
Yeah, the PS Vita, and you know, I'm definitely don't think they're gonna do something, but out of all those companies, Sony would be the one to like make a PS Vita
No, but-
2021 edition or something like that.
When realistically, Xbox is trying to get on your phone with the cloud game and stuff, which was
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Xbox is
answer
just
to
like,
it.
hey, you know, just vibe, I guess.
But I think they realize that their main selling point is that they have a powerful console, and they know they can't beat Nintendo in doing weird stuff. Because PlayStation also tried to make their own version of Smash, which also flopped because it just didn't seem right. You know,
oh,
it
was
just
it
not the
Battle
same.
Stars?
Yeah, it just doesn't hit the same. So
It was
I feel
fun, but you're right. Like their characters just didn't have like the same personality like Nintendo does.
yeah,
That's the problem.
And I think they know that instead of fighting Nintendo, they probably know they should stay in their own lane with Xbox. And I think that's good because those two will always strive for perfection over you as the strongest console. And Nintendo is just there, kind of being the little brother, trying weird things, you know. And I think that's good for.
Just goofing around.
Yeah, and I think that's good for every party because you have those two going for being the better and the strongest console, which is also good. You also have something else there, which is mostly usually it's cheaper, which is just there for other people that they want to do something different. Which I think is great.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these days, Sony is a bit winning though, and I don't say that because
it is.
But it's
For
like
sure.
the fact that Xbox, pretty much every Xbox game can now be played on the PC. It's like for hardcore gamers who have a PC anyways, why would you get an Xbox? You know?
Yeah, I mean, they also know that eventually they sell more games than they sell consoles, so it's a good move for them to move into the
Yeah,
PC.
yeah, definitely.
And it wouldn't surprise me if PlayStation would do that well at some point. I just don't think that Nintendo would do it ever because they value their IP so much.
That's
that they're probably
sort
never
of
gonna
why
release
they've
it.
got PlayStation Now and it's not
Yeah,
dying,
I was about
right?
to say, but they do have something already, like that you can do on the PC.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you could. There was a time.
It's
when you
only
can
streaming
download
though
this
with
thing.
PlayStation Now,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
their answer to cloud gaming, basically, where
Yeah.
you can play old games on their service, the same as Game Pass, but you can't install them unless you're on the PS4, and
Yeah.
it's only like PS4 games, and the same with PS5. It's only a specific lot of games because like the PS2 and PS3 games, you just have to I don't want to say emulate, but you stream from their server where they're handling it all
Right.
because clearly the PS4 doesn't have the tech inside it to emulate.
Yeah.
And you can do that on PC. Like I played Metal Gear Solid 3 on both the PC and the PS4, and the cool part is that the save data crosses between the two, which is nice. You know, so that you can just
Yeah.
pick it up for whatever. And I feel like that's the way a lot of stuff is going to go. Like, I don't know if gaming laptops will still be a thing, but where you guys were saying, like, you don't see it as well about there being a Switch clone from Xbox is
No.
purely because they want it either on your phone or on a cheap, you know, laptop, like a 400 quid laptop that is good enough to game on because it's being done by some server. That's got to be the way, right? Because the reason why the Switch it sells so well is because it's cheaper than both the Xbox and the PS5. at the
Yeah, and of
moment.
course different IPs, which is why if this really is Nintendo's last
And yeah,
console,
Nintendo isn't. You can't compare Nintendo
No.
at all with those things. I mean, they have so many different games. They just
Ye-
have an entire
yeah.
different genre.
also like big games, you know, like
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda, Mario, Metroid, and even a few forgotten ones like Earthbound, but they still have a pretty big fan base.
Yeah.
So
Like maybe
if
it's a
this
bad
really-
comparison, yeah. But if you want to play COD, you can play it everywhere. You can play it on PC,
On your phone even
Xbox.
nowadays, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. But if you want to play Mario, you already
Yeah.
know you have to buy a Switch.
yeah,
And I guess the family friendliness and trust, because you know Nintendo, you don't have to worry. Your kid's not going to play a game that's an 18.
Well, I feel like that
Well,
changed lately, didn't it?
You can, don't get me wrong, you
still
can
bad.
get them. Like Nintendo have always done. Like, what was it? Resident Evil 4 was a GameCube exclusive for, I want to say, a year or two. So Nintendo still do have 18 pluses and all of that, but the first party
Party game,
IPs
you
are
know, Mario
always
Party.
family friendly. That's Nintendo's angle.
yeah. Although, like Bunny said recently, they've been focusing a lot on. I mean, you can just tell from the trailers, like the first trailer they released were young adults instead of kids. for the first Switch trailer ever, and ever since then they show off young adults because the Switch is focused on, I would say, our generation, where you have to travel around a lot, which is why Switch will be perfect for a lot of people, just so you can play while you're traveling. And yeah, of course, kids are gonna buy it because kids are always gonna be there. Kids is always gonna be big into because kids are kids, you know. Kids are gonna be begging for PlayStation, Xbox, and a Switch if they could. This is how it is.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And whilst you speak of begging for the Switch, Xbox, and the PlayStation, I think I'm begging to close up the shop here, Chew. It's getting late, buddy. You know, gotta get home, have dinner ourselves, and head to bed. To ready ourselves to open up again tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow already? Oh man, I don't know about the schedule, dude.
The bar's open every day, right? Walk in whenever you want.
Single day.
Oh man.
I thought Bonnie was covering me for tomorrow, dude. But apparently I'm
hold up.
Wait, I didn't get that schedule sheet, boys. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. We need to be a bit more clear about the schedule, right? Just email me the schedule. I can look into it and then.
Guess.
Yeah, well.
Guess I work here now.
you do work here. You were the barkeeper. We just needed someone to help us out this time on podcast. So we just also gave you a voice, and I hope you liked having a voice this time, dude. Maybe people like you enough.
Yeah.
Maybe you can come back.
I was here every episode. I was just
cleaning glasses,
forced me to not
beers.
say anything.
I wouldn't say force you, but you had a job to do. You were, so you had to talk to the guests, pour some beers, just whatever they do. That was your job.
Guest? More guests? This is for future boys. Just got released.
Exclusive.
Big.
Right, I'm gonna have to go whip up a new Excel spreadsheet though and get that all sorted and get you on the list then, buddy. We'll have to see what's going on there.
D'Amelio.
Oh man.
Oh, hey, don't promise those things yet, okay? These are some big promises we can fulfill, maybe.
big promises. But what we can definitely promise is that we will be back next Tuesday, same place, same time, 11 a.m. GMT, with another episode, of course, like when this one aired. So make sure you tune on in, whether it be YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts. Head on over to Anchor FM.